everyone. This is Professor Venkatarama Bear, Assistant Professor of English, Department of Collegiate and Technical Education, Government of Karnataka. Friends, I welcome the students of BCom 4th semester for this English class. This is for the students of Bangalore North University and also Bangalore University. Friends, this is being the 22nd session of learning English language. In this session, we are going to learn a great poem, a classical poem titled as How Soon Hath Time. The poem is written by John Milton. Friends, now let's discuss the contents of this session. The foremost thing we are going to discuss is brainstorming, wherein it is intended to know your previous knowledge about the poem. The second thing that we are going to discuss is introduction to the poet, and then introduction to the poem. At last, and the most important thing that in this poem is recitation of the poem. Brainstorming. Let me ask you certain questions. The first question is, time and tide waits for none. Express your use for this. Friends, the second question I can ask you, maturity comes with age. Do you agree or disagree? Give reasons. You can find this question very interesting. You will answer and you can discuss with the peer group. Now let's move on to the introduction to the poet. John Milton is considered the most significant English author after William Shakespeare. He was a great poet, pamphleteer, and historian of the Elizabethan and Puritan age. He was born on December 9th, 1608 in London, England, and died on November 8th, 1674 in London. His father was John Milton Sr. His mother was Sarah Jeffrey. His birthplace is Cheapside, London. He had command of Greek, Latin, English, French, German, Hebrew, Spanish, Italian, Aramaic, and Syrian. He invested 6 crucial years in studying works of notable poets such as Petrarch and Virgil, being an ardent devotee of Esther. He authored the magnum opus Paradise Lost, classical tragedy Samson Agonistes, and pastoral elegy Lycidas is widely regarded as the greatest poems of their kind in English. All in all, he composed 24 sonnets in their entirety. He is also known for such prose works as Areopagitica, a fierce defense of freedom of speech. Friends, now let's move on to the historical perspective. Let us talk about the background and historical perspective of the poet and the poem. The poem was written subsequently when Milton earned his master's degree in Cambridge from Christ's College at the age of 23. Joining the church as a profession that was usually considered very prestigious for an educated young man. At the time, Milton found himself unsuitable for the church as a profession. He did not want to join the church. Milton was a classicist by training and he was a Puritan by sympathy. Hence, during the time he faced many moral and intellectual dilemmas. At the age of 23, he set his mind to accomplish something great. He had been a great scholar at Cambridge and therefore he wanted to write poetry. He wanted to be like classical poets he had read. Unfortunately, whatever he has written so far, he was not satisfied. He found his intellectual capacities were unsuitable and he felt that he was incapable of writing poetry. At this time, he had a sense of duty towards God, not being able to make a mark so far. Friends, now let us move on to the introduction to the poem. How Soon Hath Time is one of the most fascinating and poignant classical poems. It is an autobiographical poem. The sonnet was penned in winter on the 9th of December 1631. John Milton composed this poem as a Petrarchian sonnet. The primary function of this sonnet is based on the premise of time passing speedily with little accomplishment. It is a poem about aging and the meaningless life that the poet is pursuing. As a typified trait of Petrarchan sonnet, the poet's tone shifts in terms of mood and emotions. It's a wake-up call for future generations to instill a sense of wakefulness and show some regard for this precious time. It's a lesson-based poem for youngsters to make something of life. Now let's come to the poem. Poem titled as How Soon Hath Time. This is by John Milton. How soon hath time, the subtle thief of youth, stolen on his wing my 23rd year? My hasting days fly on with full career. But my late spring no butter blossom sheweth. Perhaps my semblance might deceive the truth, that I to manhood am arrived so near, and inward ripeness doth much less appear, that some more timely happy spirits induth. Yet be it less or more, or soon or slow, it shall be still in strictest measure even to that same lot, however mean or high, toward which time leads me, and the will of heaven all is, if I have grace to use it so, as ever in my great taskmaster's eye. Friends, thank you very much for watching this video till the end. For more details about this poem, please do watch the reference and sources given here. Please do recommend your friends to subscribe to this channel for more details and more videos regarding your syllabus. Thank you very much.